Good morning to all the students. In today's session, we will start the discussion on the binary search trees. Right. So we'll discuss what is the definition of a binary search tree and why we need to use this binary search trees, and then we'll see various operations on these binary search trees. Like how do we construct a binary search tree from a given list of elements, and how do we perform a search operation, and how do we perform the insertion operation, and how we are going to perform the deletion operations. All these operations we are going to discuss with respect to these binary search trees. So the agenda for today's session is the introduction to binary search tree, where we'll discuss the definition of the binary search tree. Then we'll discuss why there is a requirement for the binary search tree, and then we'll see various operations starting from the construction of the binary search tree, searching operation, insertion and deletion. Right. So coming to the binary search trees, can anybody tell me what do you understand by this term binary search tree? Anybody? What do you understand by the term binary search tree?
Searching for a node in binary trees.
Right. So it is a binary tree. First of all, it is a tree, and then we have the binary tree. Right. And so a binary tree in which the search operation is efficient. So this binary search trees has been implemented so that they want to make the search operations in the binary trees very efficient, right? Efficient than the linked list, efficient than the ordered arrays, right? So if you construct a binary tree in such a way that the search operation in this particular data structure is efficient than the arrays and linked lists, we call such type of trees as binary search trees, right? I am not going with the definition. I am just telling why we need this binary search trees. I will come back again. First of all, let me tell you the definition or what these binary search trees are. As the name itself says that it is a binary tree, right? So what are the restrictions for a binary tree?
At most two children. Sir.
So every node should have at most two children. That means it should have either 0, 1 or 2 children, right? So it is a binary tree. A binary search tree is a binary tree with some restrictions, with more number of restrictions. We already have the restrictions that we have in the binary trees. That means every node should have at most 2 children. But in addition to this, it should also satisfy two different properties or two different conditions. The first condition is the left subtree. Let me put it as LST, which stands for left subtree. The left subtree is always less than the root node, right? That means whatever elements that constitute the left subtree, how many elements it may be, how many nodes the left subtree consists of, we are not bothered about the number of elements and the number of nodes, right? How many elements the left subtree consists of, all the elements should be less than the root node, right? Similarly, while coming to the right subtree, let me represent it as RST. The elements present in the right subtree should be greater than or equal to the root node. So if a binary tree satisfies these two conditions, that means the left subtree is always less than the root node and the right subtree is always greater than or equal to the root node, such type of binary trees are termed as the binary search trees. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So that is the definition. You should remember it. And if somebody asks you what is a binary search tree, simple definition, right? And the concept, remember that I'm saying that the binary search tree concept is also very simple concept, right? I'm not talking about the programming part, I'm talking about the theoretical part. It's a very simple topic, and you can do the problems in a very easier manner, right? Programming is also very easy. As I told that every data structure that you are going to study in the data structure subject can be implemented using linked lists except arrays, right? If you go for the concept of stacks, what are the various ways of implementing the stacks?
Arrays and linked lists, sir.
Arrays and linked lists. If you go for the concept of queues, what are the various ways of implementing queues?
Again arrays and linked
It
lists.
is again arrays and linked lists, right? If you go for the concept of trees, right? There are two representations we have seen in the previous classes. What is the first representation? Array representation, right? And the second representation is the linked list representation. Similarly, in the binary search trees, even if you go for the graphs also, you will be implementing the graphs using the linked lists also, right? We have some other representation, but most of the other data structures can be implemented by the linked lists. So remember that the main and very important concept in the entire data structures itself is the linked list. So you practice more and more on the linked list programs, so it will be very easy for you to implement the other data structures like stacks, queues, trees, and any data structure you take, any other data structure you take, you can implement it using the linked list. That is the power of linked list. So my suggestion to you is you practice more and more on the linked list program. You go and search the websites, go and browse the internet, so that you will get lot of challenges on the linked list. So once you try to solve those linked list programs, you will get lot of confidence, and that particular confidence will make you learn more and more programming languages in a easier fashion in the upcoming semesters also, right? You will find Python programming, you will find Java everywhere. When you deal with the data structures concepts, you will come across the concepts of linked list. So linked list is the life of data structures, right? So here also, when you are dealing with this binary search trees, you are going to implement.
Sir, but Python pointer support cheyadu కదా sir, మరి Python లో linked lists ఎలా sir?
but data structures, for example, linked lists can be implemented using Python also. That means there is a concept, the entire data structure subject can be implemented using Python. Though it is not supporting the concept of pointers, we may have different what is that called, we may have different tools, or we may have different concepts by which we can implement the data structures, right? So for example, if you take the object oriented programming concepts, right, there is no concept of malloc, calloc, realloc, right? But for dynamic memory allocation, the C++ is supported with two new operators. What are they? New and delete, right?
New and delete, sir.
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
if one programming language is not able to support a particular concept, it is not the end, right? You can develop, or you can say that particular programming language will be providing the programmers with some other new concepts by which you can implement various different topics, right? We can have a lot of tools, we can have a lot of constructs that are supported in various programming languages, right? So data structures using Python, you can find the course in the NPTEL also, right? Very beautiful course, but it is somewhat complex in nature. It's not that much easy to implement the programs in the Python. It will be easy when you excel in the Python programming language, right? So right now we are very well aware of this C programming language, so we will try to implement all these linked list concepts, or trees, stacks, queues, everything we try to implement using the C programming language, right? But take it my word that linked list is a very important concept you should concentrate on, right? as a computer science student, you should be very much well versed with this linked list programming. Right. So coming back to our discussion again. So it is a binary tree where we have two restrictions on it. One is the left subtree should be less than the root node, and other is the right subtree should be greater than or equal to the root node. And coming back to our discussion, why do we require this binary search tree? Means the name itself says that it has this particular binary search tree supports an efficient search operation when compared to that of the arrays and linked lists. I will tell you why this search operation is very efficient when compared to that of arrays and linked lists. Right. And similarly, it's not only the case of search operation. The insertion also is a very efficient operation. I'm not saying it is an easy operation, it is an efficient operation, right? How do you measure the efficiency of an algorithm?
Using time complexity.
Time and space complexity.
Super, right. By using the time and space complexities. Which one we will use most frequently? Is it the time complexity or the space
Time, sir.
time complexity? And within those time complexity, we have three different notations. One is the worst case, big O notation, big theta and big omega. So which one we are going to use for the time complexity to measure the efficiency?
Big O, sir.
Big O, right. Why do we consider the big O notation only?
Because it is worst case
It is the
time
worst case,
complexity.
sir.
Super, right. It is the worst case complexity. So in order to measure the efficiency of any algorithm, it is better that you consider the worst case complexity, right, rather than considering the average case and the best case analysis, right? You should always try the worst case scenarios in order to measure the efficiency of any algorithm. Right. So this particular implementation of search, insert and delete operations, even the delete operations, are very efficient in the binary search trees when compared to that of arrays and linked lists. Right. So this is the reason why we are going with this binary search trees, in order to efficiently insert or efficiently perform the insert, delete and search operations. We are implementing this binary search trees. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
And the third one is what are the various operations we are going to perform on this binary search tree? Right. So we have a lot of operations. The first and basic operation is creation of the linked list. Actually, this should not be listed under this operations. Let me call the short form for this binary search tree as BST. Right. So the creation of binary search tree is one operation. As I told that this cannot be considered as an operation, right? So operation is something, the functionality which you are going to implement in the binary search tree. That means once you are done with the construction of the binary search tree, or once you have the data structure binary search tree, then what functionalities you are going to perform, that should be considered as the operations, right? So but we are going to discuss how do we construct the binary search tree, right? After that we go and discuss the concept of search operation on the BST, and then we will discuss the insert operation, insertion, and then we will discuss the deletion operation. And deletion operation is not a single operation, right? We have to discuss the deletion of a node with 0 child and deletion of a node with 1 child and deletion of a node with 2 child. So there are 3 different operations we can see in under this deletion category, right? So other than this, we can also implement, or we can also see find minimum element, and another operation is find maximum element. So these are the various operations we are going to discuss under this binary search tree operation, binary search tree concept. So is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So you are able to see the blank screen, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the first thing which we are going to discuss here is the creation of the binary search tree. The creation of binary search tree. Right. So you may expect a question from this type of binary search trees, like how do you construct a binary search tree from a given list of elements. So you will be given a list of elements and you are asked to construct the binary search tree from that list of elements. It's a very simple operation, right? So you might get a question after type like this, right? You will be given a list of elements and you are asked to construct a binary search tree from those list of elements, right? So we'll try to solve such type of problems. So anybody please give me some list of 10 to 12 elements, random order.
4, sir.
Okay, 4. Sorry. Let me start with some middle number, right? You take the range from 0 to 100, but let me take the first element as the middle number. That means somewhere around 50, 60, like that. If you start
60,
with
sir.
4, then everything goes in the right hand side only. That's the reason why I'm saying. What is that one?
60, sir.
60, okay.
20, sir.
20, super.
36, sir. 50, sir.
36, 50,
87, sir.
87, okay.
92, sir.
92, okay.
12, sir.
Okay, super, 12.
71, sir.
Right. You give some numbers which are less than 60. I'll tell you the reason, right?
45, sir.
Okay, 45.
19.
19, okay. 37, let me take it like that. Right. This 37 is already there. Let me take it as 29. So if these are the list of elements that are given and you are asked to construct the binary search tree. So the first step is you should consider the first element as the root node. You should consider the first node as the root node. So the first step is you have to write it like that. Step 1. Consider the first element as the root node, right? So you mark it as 60, and then from this step onwards, that means from the step 2 onwards, the process will be iterated. That means you have to repeat the steps. So you take the next element in the list of elements that is given by the in the question. So what is the next element I have?
20, sir.
20, sir.
20. So you take that element, compare that element with the root node, and according to the definition of binary search tree, you have to process. That's it, right? So if the element that you have taken is less than the root node, so where should I place it? Is it towards the
Left
left
side,
hand
sir.
side or right hand
Left
side?
sub
Left sub.
Left
Left
sub.
sub tree, sir.
Right. So that particular node, the 20 is compared with 60. Since 20 is less than 60, the 20 should be placed as the left subchild or left child of 60. Right. You should write everything in terms of statements. Right. I'm not going to give the statements. So you should write everything in the statement. Right. Now coming to the again, take the next element, compare it with the root node. 36 compared with 60. Therefore, since 36 is less than 60, 36 should be placed as the left subtree, right? It should be placed as left child of 60, but again you can see here that 60 is having the left child as 20. Therefore, again you have to make a comparison. 36 compared with 20, is it less than or greater than?
Then, sir.
Greater than. So where should I place 36?
Right child of 20, sir.
Right side of 20. Therefore I fix this 36 like this. Again go for the next element, 50. 50 is compared with 60. Since 50 is less than 60, the 50 should be placed as the left child. So again make a comparison of 50 with the left subtree's root node, that is 20. So compare 50 with 20. Since it is greater than 20, it should be moved towards its right hand side. Again make a comparison with 50 and 36. Since 50 is greater than 36, you should place 50 as the right child of 36. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Now go to the next element, 87 compared with the root element. Since 87 is greater than 60 and since 60 does not have any right child, 87 should be placed as the right child of 60. Take the next element, which is 92, compare 92 with 60. Since 92 is greater than 60, go to its right hand side. Again make a comparison of 92 with 87. Since 92 is greater than 87, it should be placed as the right child of 87. And take the next element, 12. 12 compared with 60. Since 12 is less than 60, go to its left subtree. Again compare this 12 with 20. Since 12 is less than 20 and 20 does not have the left child, the 12 has to be placed as the left child of 20. Go to the next element, 71. 71 compared with 60. Since it is greater than, go to its right child. Again compare 71 with 87. 71 is less than 87 and you can check that you know that 71 should go towards its left hand side of 87 this way, and you have observed that 87 does not have any left child. Therefore you place this 71 as the left child of 87. After this, again you take the next element, which is 45. 45 compared with 60, less than, so go to its left hand side, left subtree. Compare 45 with 20, greater than, therefore go to its right hand side. Again compare this 36 with 45. 45 is greater than 36, so go to its right hand side. And then now compare with 45 and 50. So since 45 is less than 50 and since 50 does not have any left child, place it as the left child of 50. Now coming to 19. Now tell me where 19 should be placed.
Right child of 12, sir.
Right, super. Right side of 12. Why? Because compare 19 with 60, less than, go to its left side. Compare 19 with 20, less than, go to its left side. Compare 19 with 12, greater than, you should process towards its right hand side. Since there is no right child for this 12, you should place it as the right child. That's it. Right. Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So take the last element 29. Where the 29 should be placed?
Left side of 36, sir.
Left side of 36, right? So take 29, compare with the root node. Since it is less than, again compare this 29 with 20. Since it is greater than, go to its right hand side. 29 compared with 36. Since 29 is less than 36 and 36 does not have the left child, you place 29 as the left child of the 36th element, right? So this is the binary search tree that you have constructed from the given list of elements. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So that is
Yes,
the
sir.
reason why I asked you to start the random numbers from some middle number, so that you can get like a balanced tree, right? This is not a balanced tree, but somewhere it is balanced, right? If you take the first element as 4, so everything comes towards its right hand side, so it becomes a right skewed tree or right degenerate tree. Is it right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if this is clear, shall we go to the next operation, or shall we do one more exercise or one more problem on this thing?
Sir, go to next operation.
Next one, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Then we will discuss the next operations. So we will take the same concept here. Give me 1 minute of time. So this is not you should not draw that table like this, right? Or you should not draw the binary search tree like this, right? So you should write every statement, whatever you are implementing, you should write it in your own words, and then you have to do it in a step by step manner. What is the first step you have done? It is 60,
Considering the first element.
right? After this, what is that tree you got? 60 followed by 20. After this you will get like this, 60 and 20 is already there, and 36 you have like this. Like this you have to do it in a step by step manner, and every step should be explained with your own words. If you draw like this, you won't get any marks, right? Forget about marks, this is not the correct way, right? So every step you should explain by your own words, and it should be it should be in this manner, right? So step 1 followed by step 2, step 3, like that. Everything should be done like this. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So let me redraw this diagram so that it will be clear to perform the remaining operations. I have 60 here, and I have 20, and I have 87, 92, 71, right? So is this diagram clear?
Yes, sir.
So what is the next operation we are going to discuss? Construction is completed, and let me go with the search operation. So search operation is very easy, right? For example, I want to check whether the element 87 is present in the list or not, or present in the binary search tree or not. What you will do, as I told, that any operation that you perform on the trees, you should always start it with the root node. That's it. So this is, let me take 87 as the search element. So you compare the search element with the element present as the root node. So 87 compared with 60. Since the search element is greater than 60, where I have to perform the search? Is it in the left subtree or the right subtree?
Right subtree, sir.
You should always process the right subtree. It's not always, since the search element is greater than 60, you should process the right subtree. So in the search operation, you can observe that you are almost neglecting half part of the elements, right? So this part you are neglecting for this particular 87 search. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
And again,
Yes,
since
sir.
87 is greater than 60, go to its right hand right child, and again make a comparison operation. 87 compared with 87. Here we have found the element 87. So the 87 has been found in just 2 comparisons. How many comparisons you have performed?
2 comparisons.
Just 2, right? 87 compared with 60 and 87 compared with 87. That's it. So here you have found the element, and you just print the message that 87 is present inside the binary search tree. That's it, right? So here you can observe the efficiency of the search operation in the binary search tree. So for each and every comparison you are neglecting almost, or you are ignoring almost half of the elements. You take another search element, right? You take 71, or let me take 50. My search element is 50. So what is that you are doing? You start comparing this element with root element 50 compared with 60. Since 60 is less than 50 is less than 60, you go towards its left subtree. Therefore you are neglecting, or you are ignoring this entire right subtree, right? This is ignored. Now since compare 50 with 20, since 50 is greater than 20, you should process the right subtree of 20. Therefore you are neglecting this particular part. So you are just ignoring these two elements. And again you are at this point, right? 50 compared with 36. Since 50 is greater than 36, you neglect this left subtree of 36. So this is neglected. And you move to the right child of 36 and you make a comparison, 50 compared with 50. So you have found the element, right? So at each and every step, or at each and every comparison, you are ignoring almost half of the elements. Either you move to the right hand side, or either you move to the left hand side. That's it, right? So this is how the efficiency of the search operation is done, right? So can anybody tell me what could be the time complexity of this search operation in the binary search tree?
Big O of log n base 2.
Big O of log n, right? Very good. So whenever we are neglecting almost half of the elements, so you might have seen in the binary search tree also. So you take an element, compare it with the middle element, and if it is less than, you will just search it in the left part and you will neglect the right part. And similarly, if the element is greater than the middle element, you will search in the right subtree, right part, and you will simply ignore the left part, right? So there also we will get something like big O of log n only, right? So if you are able to ignore half of the elements in any operation, then it will be around big O of log n, right? Do you understand the
Yes, sir.
concept?
Yes, sir.
So is this particular search operation efficient than the arrays and linked lists?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now tell me, what is the worst case complexity of this search operation? Right. So for example, so it will be around the height of the tree, right? Why? Because for example, I want to search an element that is not present inside the binary tree. Let me take it as 95. Let the search element that I am going to do is 95. Right. So 95 compared with 60, go to its right hand side. 95 compared with 87, go to its right hand side. 92 compared with 95, there is no right subtree, right? So here the element is not found, right? So if you perform the worst case scenario, that means the element which is not found, it will go around the height of the binary search tree, right? So you for example, you want to search for an element 47. So what happens here? 47, you should always traverse in this path. You should traverse in this path. And at the last node, you didn't find the element. So it will be around the height of the binary search tree. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we will go with the other operation. What is the other operation we have?
Insertion, sir.
Insertion. Right. So insertion operation is what we have used while constructing the binary search tree. That's it. So whenever you want to insert 36, right, let me take another element. For example, I want to insert 11. I want to insert 11. So what is that you have to do here? You should always start your processing from the root node. So 11 compared with 60. Since it is less than 60, go to its left hand side. 11 compared with 20, less than 20, go to its left hand side. 11 compared with 12, 11 is less than 12. Therefore, and since 12 does not have the left child, you will place this 11 as the left child of 12. Right, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So the insertion operation is similar to that of, that means we are going to use the insertion operation for constructing the binary search tree. There is nothing special in the binary search tree insertion, right? So you combine various insertion operations, then it is equal to the construction of a binary search tree. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I don't want to discuss the deletion operation. Why? Because it takes some more time. So we'll discuss the deletion operation in tomorrow's session, but let me complete the other two operations. Find minimum. So if you observe this binary search tree, what is the least element I have? Minimum element?
11, sir.
11, right?
11, sir.
And where this 11 is placed? Left subtree of 12. Can I say it as the deepest left of the subtree? Deepest left.
Yes, sir.
Deepest left of BST will be the minimum element. Am I right or not?
Yes,
So
sir.
when you want to find the minimum element in the binary search tree, you take a pointer to point to the root node and you just traverse it towards its left hand side, right? Go to its left hand side, again go to its left hand side until unless you find an element or a node which does not have any left child. How can you identify that the node does not have left child if it is a linked list representation?
Null pointer, sir.
So the left address part will be consisting of the null value. So when you start from the root node and you traverse towards its left side until unless you find the left address is equal to null. Once you reach that position, that particular element where the pointer is pointing will be the minimum element. Is it not easy or not?
Yes, sir. Easy, sir.
Now tell me, how do you find the maximum element?
Deepest right of binary
Deepest right of
search tree, sir.
So
binary
it
search.
is nothing but the deepest right node of BST. So how do you find the deepest right node? Take a pointer pointing to the root node. You traverse towards its right hand side. So that means you go to the right child of 60 and then again you go to the right child of 87. This particular traversing towards the right hand side should continue up to what point?
Up to the address of right part equal to null, sir.
Until you find a node, super, right, until you find a node where the right address is null. So once you find such a node where the right address is null, then the node which the pointer is pointing will be the maximum element. Is it clear?
Clear,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right. So I think we have enough time to discuss this deletion also. Right. Let me complete this deletion also. So deletion operation, you please be careful in this deletion operation. It is also easy, but we need to discuss 3 different points. So you want to delete a node from a binary search tree. As I told that there are 3 different ways of deleting the nodes. It's not the 3 different ways. Either we can delete a node with 0 child, or you can delete a node with 1 child, or you can delete a node with 2 child. So depending upon the number of children it is having, the complexity will be increasing, right? For example, what is the name that is given to the node which does not have any child?
Leaf node, sir.
Leaf node, right? So the deletion of a node from the binary search tree with 0 children is nothing but deleting a leaf node. So let me take an example. Let us delete 45. Let me tell you the possibility of deleting the 45. So in order to perform the deletion operation, remember carefully, in order to perform the deletion operation, first of all you have to search for that node. You have to search whether that particular node is present or not. So simply if I give the delete of 45, I want to delete 45. The first task you have to perform is you have to search where this 45 is present, whether the 45 is present or not, and if present you have to find the location, right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Any deletion operation on the binary search tree involves the searching operation. First you have to perform the search and you have to identify whether the element is present in the binary search tree or not, and then you have to process the things, right? So let me perform the search operation. So is the 45 present or not? How do you perform the search operation? I take the pointer here, compare this 45 with the root node. So since 45 is less than 60, go to its left hand side, compare 45 with 20. Since 45 is greater than 20, go to its right hand side. Since 45 is greater than 36, go to its right hand side. Again compare this 45 with 50. Since 45 is less than 50, go to its left hand side. Now at this position I have found that 45 is present in the binary search tree, right? Now how you are going to remove it? How you are going to remove it means, you can see here
Node of 15 null points.
yes, right. So the 45 is placed as the left child of 50, right? So if you observe the binary or the linked list representation of 50, right, it is null, and assume that here we have 45. And assume that it is around 800 and here 800 is stored. So in order to remove 45, what you have to do is, first you have to search whether 45 is present or not. So if 45 is present, you have to check whether it is a node with 0 child or 1 child or 2 child. You have identified that 45 node consists of null value as the left child and the right child. So in such case, what you have to do is, you have identified that this comes under case 1. Case 1 is nothing but removing a node with 0 children. So what you will do is, you have to point a pointer to its parent and you just make modifications in the left address of this 50. What you will do is, you just remove this 800 and replace it with null value. That's it. So what happens if you replace this left address of 50 with null? The link to the 45 node will be broken. This is broken, right? So this is how you are going to delete the 45 node. That means the node with 0 children. Is it clear?
Yes, sir, clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So let me remove here also, right? And one thing you can remember, that in the discussion about the programming part related to singly linked list, I told that you can just make modifications in the links so that you will break the links between the nodes, and you can make use of the free operation or free function to free these elements, right? You can either make use of this free or you can simply ignore it, but it is a good programming practice that you should mandatorily free the nodes which are allocated dynamically by using malloc and cloc, right? Even you don't give this, it is not a big problem in present scenario, right? Why? Because we have a lot of memory that is available. It's not a big issue, but it's not a good programming practice. As I told in the earlier classes also, when you are allocating the memory by using the dynamic memory allocation, you should be very careful that you always remove that or free that memory while you are exiting from the program. right? Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Right, let us go with another case, that is case 2, that is deleting a node with one child. So in this particular binary search tree, what is the node with one child? It is 50, right?
50, sir.
Right. So listen carefully. How we are going to remove this 50? How many links are there for this 50?
One link, sir.
How many links are there?
One link, sir.
Yes, it
Two
is
left.
not
sir.
one link, it is two links. One is towards its child and one is towards its parent. Right. So when you want to remove the 50 which is linked with one parent and one child, what you have to do is, while removing this 50, you should link the child of 50 to the parent of 50. That's it. Right. It happens in our real life also. So if parent is not present, we will link the children to the grandparent, right? So for 45, this 50 is parent and 36 is the grandparent. So if parents are not there, then what we will do, the children will be automatically taken care by the grandparents. That's it. In similar fashion, we also need to link the child of that node to the parent of this node. That means if I want to remove 50, 36 is the parent. So this is the node I want to remove. So if I want to remove 50, I should link my child. That means 45 should be linked with the parent, which is 36. So how we are going to do? Now what you have to do? You should start from the root node only. Listen carefully. You should start from the root node only, and you should have two pointers. Why? Because one pointer should be pointing to the parent node of 50, and one pointer should be pointing to the direct 50, right? So if we have such a type of pointers, so what you will do? You will just modify the right address part of 36 with the left address part of 50. That's it, right? Let me represent it in the linked list notation. Let us assume that this is around 700, this is base address is at 600, and this is at 500. Now tell me what is that links we have. Let me draw the left child of 36 also. Assume that the base address is 400. So what is the left node, left address of 36?
400, sir.
400, sir.
400. What is the right address of 36?
600.
600, sir.
Therefore we have this like this. And what is that the left address of 50?
500.
And the right address is null. Similarly for 45 we have the null and null, and for this is also null and null. So right, I am just representing this part using the linked list representation. Up to this you are clear, right?
Yes, sir.
So if I want to remove 50, I should have a pointer pointing to this location, that is the parent of 50, and I should have another pointer P2 pointing to the node 50, right? So in such case what I can do is, I can simply make the right address of 36 to be overwritten with the left address of 50. That's it, right? How can I access the left address? P2 arrow left. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
How can I access the right
Yes,
address
sir.
part of this 36? Since 36 is pointed by
P1
P1,
dot right.
P1 is not dot,
P1 arrow right.
arrow right. So P1 arrow right is equal to P2 dot left. So what happens here? P1 arrow right means this part. It is overwritten with P2 left, that is 500. Therefore you just change this address from 600 to 500. When this happens, what is going to happen? This link is broken and this link is also broken, right? And we have a link like this. Right. I think this link is not broken. This link is not broken, right? So you can make use of the free operation to free this. That's it. Is it right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Or else you can, after this P1 arrow right is equal to P2 arrow left, you can also write it like this. P2, sorry, as the second step you can write as P2 arrow left is equal to null. You do it like this. That's it. So this will be modified as null and you can break this link. That's it. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Now after removing the node with one child, right, so this node is broken and this becomes like this. So if I redraw this diagram, what happens is, this is how the node is linked. The node 45 is linked to 36. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Don't bother about whether you are going to link the left child or right child. It is just becoming whatever node is replaced, it will become that particular node. For example, here I am replacing the right child of 36. 50 is the right child, right? If I am deleting it, I am replacing the right child. So whether 50 is having the left child or right child, it will be treated as the right child of 36 only. That's it, right? Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
So for example, let me take another thing, 12, 13, 11. Oh. $60, 20, 18. 1 minute, 18 greater than 19. Again it is not possible. So do you understand that concept? Whatever node you are deleting, that node's position will be occupied by its children, right? Whether the node is placed as the left child or the right child, it is going to replace it with the position of the node which is deleted. That's it, right? If it is clear, we will move to the last one, which is the case 3.
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
So let us discuss, give me 5 minutes of time, we will close it. So let us discuss how we are going to delete the node with 2 children. This is somewhat complex in nature. It's not complex, understanding point of view, it will be very easy. Right. So we are going to deal this case 3, which is deleting a node with 2 children. So let us take this node 20. So that node I want to delete is 20. So first of all, I have to perform the search operation. According to the search operation, I found that 20 is present in the binary search tree and 20 is having both the addresses. It is having both the addresses. Therefore, it is having 2 children. So when a single child is present, there is no ambiguity whether we have to link it to the grandparent, what node should be replaced by this 20. There is no ambiguity, right? So for example, in the previous case, I have 50, 45 and 36 like this. So since I have the only child, there is no ambiguity whether I should make it this 45 as the next hereditary, right? But when a node is having 2 children, you should find the efficient algorithm to replace that node. Efficient node to replace that particular 20, right? So 20 should be replaced with one element, and you have to find the efficient element, right? For example, if you catch the real life, if a king is to be replaced, so if the king is having 2 or more sons or 2 sons, so he should find one efficient son to be to take over the kingdom, right? In similarly, in this case also, if the node which you are going to delete is having 2 children, you should find the efficient node to replace that node. to replace the deleted node, right? So how do you find the efficient element? Means there are two ways. The first one is, so listen carefully, this is very important. So you are going to remove the node 20 and you have identified that it is having 2 children. So you should identify an efficient node to be replaced with 20, right? So what you will do is, the first method is, either you can perform the search operation in the left subtree. That means either you can take an efficient node from the left subtree, or you can take an efficient node or the eligible node from the right subtree, right? So either you can go with the left subtree or either you can go with the right subtree. Is it clear up to this point?
Clear, sir.
Right. So in the left subtree, which node is considered as the eligible node? Means in the left subtree you have to find the maximum element. So if you find the maximum element in the left subtree, that will be the element which is eligible to take over this node or to replace this node 20. And what happens to the right subtree?
Elements, sir.
So in the right subtree you should consider the minimum element. If you consider the minimum element from the right subtree, it will become the efficient or the eligible node to replace the 20 node, right? So how do you find the maximum element in the right subtree? So I want
Left child of the nodes.
maximum element is not present in the left side. Maximum element is present in the right side, right? So listen carefully. So I want to remove this node 20. So I want to go with this. That means I want to replace 20 with the maximum element of the left subtree. So to identify the maximum element of the left subtree, you should go to the left child of 20. And where do you find maximum element? Is it in the right hand side or left hand side?
Right hand
Right,
side.
sir.
Right. How do you find the maximum element? Deepest right. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
So from this left child, you go towards the deepest right. So what is the deepest right element?
Nineteen, sir.
19, right? So you are going to listen carefully. Once again I am repeating. So whenever you want to replace a node which consists of 2 children, you can do it in 2 ways. Either you can replace a maximum element from the left subtree, or you can replace it with the minimum element of the right subtree. When we discuss the finding of the maximum element from the left subtree, you should go to its left side. Which left side? To the 20th left side. So you go one step towards its left child, and from there I know how to find the maximum element. So I want to find the maximum element of this left subtree. So from the root node you traverse the deepest right part, or you find the deepest right node, right? That will be the maximum element of the left subtree. So what is the node that you can use it for replacing 20 if you are considering the left subtree? It is 19, right? So let us go with the other part. That means minimum element in the right subtree. So how do you find the minimum element in the right subtree? I know finding the minimum element is nothing but the deepest left. Maximum element is deepest right. Right. In order to find the deepest left, that is the minimum element in the right subtree, you go to the right child of 20 and you traverse the deepest left part. So what is the deepest left node here?
29, sir.
29. So you can replace this 20 with either 29 or 19. So let us take the first case. That means let me replace this 20 with 19. Right. Now check whether the binary search tree property is satisfying or not when I replace 20 with 19. So 19 towards its left hand side I have 2 nodes, 11 and 12. they are less than 19, therefore the first property is satisfied. And coming to the right part of this 19, the elements present are 36, 29 and 45. They are greater than 19. It is satisfied, right? See, unless you satisfy the properties of the binary search tree, you can make the operations. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
So let me replace this 20 with 29. Right. Now check whether this particular tree BST is satisfying the BST properties or not. Consider this node. Why? Because this is the only node that I have replaced. What are the elements towards this left subtree? 11, 12 and 19. Are they less than 29?
Yes, sir.
Right. So they are satisfying the properties. And what are the elements towards the right subtree of 29?
36, 29, 45.
29 is not there. It is replaced with 20, right? Here. So what are the right subtree elements of this 29? It's only 36 and 45. Are they greater than 29?
Sir, greater than 29.
Sir.
So this entire subtree or this entire tree is satisfying the properties of binary search tree or not?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is how you are going to delete the node with 2 children. Is it clear? So the deletion operation is somewhat complex, where you need to delete a node with 0 child, which is a simple thing. You go to its parent and modify the left pointer or right pointer with the child node address. That's it. And the case 2 is the deletion of a node with 1 child. In this case, you have to link the child's address with the grandparents, right? So you remove the parents address from the grandparents address part and you replace with the child's address. That's it. While coming to case 3, where you are going to delete the node with 2 children, you should be very careful. You can do it in 2 ways. Either you can find the minimum element from the left subtree, or you can find the maximum element from the right subtree. So these 2 elements, that is the maximum element from the left subtree and or the minimum element from the right subtree, are the eligible nodes to be replaced, right? So how do you find the maximum element from left subtree? Means you go to its left child from the node where you want to delete, and from there onwards you go deepest right to find the maximum element of the left subtree. Similarly, in order to find the minimum element in the right subtree, you go towards its right child and you find the deepest left node in the from that particular node. That's it, right? Is it clear up to this point?
Clear, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
when you are performing, one important point you should remember is, when you are performing the deletion operation, that is case 3, deletion of node with 2 children, you have to implement the above 2 cases, that is node deletion with 0 child and node deletion with 1 child, right? For example, if I am replacing this 20 with 19, let me take last few minutes. So this is 20 and this is 29. If I am replacing this 20 with 29, that means I am just performing the deletion operation of 29. Am I right or not? So I remove this 29 and place it as this one. That means you are implementing this case, deleting a node with 0 child. So if this is clear, we will stop our discussion on this particular topic. Is it clear? Do you understand all the concepts of binary search tree and what are the various operations, why we require these binary search trees?
Yes, sir. Clear,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you one and all, and this is end of today's session.
Thank you, sir.